Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about what is queue, what are the operations performed on a queue. Let's look into the definition of the queue. A queue is a linear data structure where elements are arranged based on the principle first in first out. It means that the first inserted element can be removed first. A queue is an abstract data type like the stack. A queue is open at both ends while a stack is open at only one end. Similar to stack, a queue can be implemented using arrays or linked lists or pointers. If you look into the example here, the operations performed on the queue, from the front end we can do deletion operation. It is known as dequeue. Here the element 30 can be removed if we perform the dequeue operation, and from the rear end we can perform insertion operation. It is known as enqueue. So let's look into what are the operations performed on a queue. These are the operations that can be performed on a queue. It includes enqueue, dequeue, isFull, isEmpty, and peek operation. So let's look into the enqueue operation. Here an enqueue is used to insert the element into a queue, and it can occur at rear end only. If you look into the example here, the queue is empty initially, and we are inserted the element 5 using enqueue operation from the rear end. Coming for the dequeue, a dequeue operation is used to remove the element from the queue from the front end. Here if you look into the example, we are having elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you perform the dequeue operation, the element 4 can be removed from the queue from the front end. The third operation performed on a queue is isFull operation. So an isFull operation is used to check whether the queue is full or not. If we look into the example here, here the queue is full with 3 elements 5, 10 and 12. If we perform the operation isFull, then it will return the true value because the queue is full. There is no space to occupy the fourth element. And if you look into the second example here, the queue is having one empty space. Therefore, if we perform the isFull operation here, it will return the false because the queue is not fully occupied. The next operation performed on the queue is isEmpty. So an isEmpty operation is similar to isFull operation. Here the isEmpty operation is used to check whether the queue is empty or not. If you look into the example here, there is an empty queue here. If you perform the isEmpty operation, then it will return the true value because the queue is empty. And if we look into the second example, here the queue is occupied with the elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. Even if you are having only one element in the queue, it will return the false value if you perform the isEmpty operation. And the last operation performed on a queue is peek operation. So a peek operation returns the frontmost element of the queue without deleting the element. If you observe in the dequeue operation, it removes the front end element. Here with using peek operation, we can check what is the element placed at the front end of the queue without deleting the element. Thank you for watching.